you this fight was done, and you know, here's an update 2 weeks ago. But once again, the great Ego Stradamus has informed the whole public that this whole Fury Joshua nonsense is just that. It's a bunch of updateless updates. Every time they update you with something, it's never a press conference. It's never the official announcement. It's never a flyer. You never get to see Joshua and Fury face to face. Who else would Tyson Fury fight outside of Deontay Wilder for a U.S. backup? Tyson Fury has a broadcast deal. He owes Wilder a fight. It makes all the sense in the world to fight this man. Wilder appears to be training, right? He's in great shape. I just did a video. This is why it's important that you guys hit the subscribe button and like so you don't miss a thing. But I just dropped a video this morning with Wilder training with Malik Scott, heavyweight Malik Scott, and he's looking good. He's looking sharp. And Eddie Hearn said he wanted to announce the Joshua fight, Joshua Fury, at the Canelo fight. The Canelo fight came and went. Billy Joe Saunders quit. And you had Tyson Fury on your podcast, but no announcement. How are you booking the next thing if this hasn't been taken care of and all these things haven't been put to bed, put to rest? Like I said, there's going to be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing in the world of boxing, because to me, from my positioning, this doesn't look good. It looks like almost a feeble and awkward, desperate attempt from the powers that be to begin to advocate and place blame for why this fight fell apart. Like, hey, the arbitrator, we wanted to make the fight, but you know, the arbitrator, he said we had to fight Wilder, so you know, we couldn't get around that. For example, they said it's the biggest fight in British boxing history. Where's Joshua? Joshua is posting a picture riding bikes with his son a day ago. So you would think if it's the biggest fight in British boxing history, that Joshua would be, I don't know, saying something about it instead of posting muscle pictures. It looks like they're trying to force fit. It's like a puzzle piece. You ever played with a puzzle and you have a piece that looks similar? It looks like it fits in the spot, but it doesn't quite fit. That's what Joshua Fury looks like. And again, meanwhile, Wilder's been training. He appointed a new trainer or addition to his training camp in terms of Malik Scott. I made videos. This is why you gotta stay tuned to the reel, stay tuned to the channel. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxingego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Anthony Joshua says that Tyson Fury is a fraud and the world now sees him. Tyson Fury responds, they go back and forth. He says he wants to put up $20 million to fight Anthony Joshua in the streets, Bareknuckle. And we're gonna talk about all that in this video. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button, also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest. If you love what I'm doing, boxing content, all things boxing, some UFC, click the link, subscribe. You don't want to miss it. Talk about the latest and greatest fighters, what type of shape they're in, upcoming fights, post-fight breakdowns, live stream, and much more coverage. If you like that sort of thing, smash the like button. We working. Now, this is really getting sad, but I'll save my thoughts for the back half of this video. Anthony Joshua says, at Tyson Fury, the world now sees you for the fraud you are. You've let boxing down. You lied to the fans and let them on. Use my name for clout, not a fight. Bring me any championship fighter who can handle their business correctly. This is what he said. Now, ironically enough, your boy Ego Stradamus predicted these very moments where it would turn into a blame game, right? Tyson Fury responded. And let me make sure we go back to the first response. Tyson Fury says, is it? It says, Anthony Joshua, you're more full of ish that Eddie. I guess he meant then Eddie. Spouting absolute ish. Your full team knew there was an arbitration going on. It was out of my hands. But I tell you what, if I'm a fraud, let's fight this weekend. Bare knuckles till one man quits. Let's put up 20 million each. Middle fingers up. So that was his response. Anthony Joshua responded, if there was an arbitration going on, why announce to the world we are fighting? The fight was signed, undisputed. Bare knuckle. You're a good kid. Don't play with me, Luke. I'll slap your bald head and you'll do nothing. Waste man. Tyson Fury, I think he responded again. I'm not going to go into the details online. You'll slap me about Will you Dosser? Please come and try. Boom. I'm waiting. Femi, aka Bottle Job, 24/7, 365, ready. I'll smoke Wilder first, then you will get yours as well. Hashtag GK. I don't know what GK means. I guess good night. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Seek and destroy. I got a lot of aggression I need to take out on my next victim. Blah, blah, blah. So that's the latest. They're going back and forth. This is just sad. Very sad. You know, Fury's posting memes of Wilder crying and a dented head. All this behavior is sad. They look like Joshua and Fury, now the laughing stock of boxing, now look like schoolyard kids battling at a playground. I'll slap you, I'll whoop you. And all this because they didn't listen to your boy Ego Stradamus. Fury instead chose to post this. Tyson of Arabia led people on to believe that he was fighting. It says winner of every world championship. The day before the arbitration ruling, he dropped this video and he said, hi guys, the fight's happening with me and Joshua. Joshua's now saying he's a fraud. And this is precisely what I told you guys was going to happen. It was going to be a blame game. They weren't going to be, business-like enough and professional enough to get it done. There was clearly an elephant in the room, which was Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. And now they've resorted to schoolyard insults. Let's start with Fury. He's calling Joshua a bottle job and all these UK terms, saying he wants to fight him bare knuckle. Sounds pretty stupid. First of all, you're professional boxers. Why would Joshua fight you bare knuckle? Second of all, why would he fight you this weekend bare knuckle? In addition to that, why would Joshua, in addition to the fact that you guys are both professional fighters, right, and boxers, why would they fight bare knuckle? Why would he do it this weekend? The WBO ordered 48-hour deadline, which you guys will see on the screen, for for Anthony Joshua and Usyk, if they can't show proof that Joshua Fury is happening. They were willing to get out the way for that particular fight, but since that's not happening and Wilder won his arbitration, Exhibit A, Tyson Fury must fight Wilder by September 15th. WBO says we can't stall off Usyk any longer. We were going to make an exception for Joshua Fury, but y'all weren't able to get it done. As a result, there's a show cause notice. Show us in 48 hours you're fighting Fury. Team Joshua, Eddie Hearn. You see it's addressed to Eddie Hearn. And if you cannot do that, we are ordering the fight. This whole thing is in shambles. It's really FUBAR, and it could have been avoided. I told you guys this, but people didn't want to listen to me. I'm just a YouTuber. I don't know what I'm talking about. This, that, and the third. And now this is what is resorted to. Fury saying he'll bare knuckle fight him. It just doesn't make sense. The other thing is, let's analyze what's being said. He says, I will fight you bare knuckle, right? Let me see if I can pull it up for you guys again. Make sure you smash the like button. Tyson Fury is claiming he wants to bare knuckle fight, which sounds extremely unrealistic. He wants to bare knuckle fight Joshua for 20 million. There it is. He says, let's fight to the death, or doghouse rules till one man quits. Let's put up 20 million each. Ironically enough, Tyson Fury just said yesterday that Wilder wanted $20 million to step aside. So how do you have $20 million to bare knuckle fight Joshua in the streets in some kind of unsanctioned competition, but then you claimed Wilder asked for, here it is right there. You claim Wilder asked for 20 million to move over and called him a joker and posted all these memes. You says, what a joke Wilder has become. He asked for 20 million to move over. So if you could have, there's all this money for Joshua Fury. They said $155 million, right? And you're saying Wilder has become a joke. It looks like Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua and their teams have become the joke. If Wilder, which his team denied, says they don't want step aside money and fought you in court and beat you in an arbitration, but you denounced that and you spread this narrative that Wilder wanted $20 million and you said he asked for 20 million to allow for Joshua Fury, why didn't you pay him? Especially since you're now saying you got 20 million to street fight Joshua. I mean, you guys tell me what it is. He says till one man quits, let's put up 20 million each. So if you're sanctioning your own street fights, then why couldn't you pay Wilder if you claim Wilder wanted that same exact amount? I think it is apparent that Tyson Fury is a liar. Most of what he says can't be taken into consideration, and it's just gibberish. It's just like him talking. And this is what old media wants to get behind and things like that. However, even though Joshua remained quiet, he is not off the hook in this either, because he allowed a white man, Eddie Hearn, Caucasian promoter, Eddie Hearn, to do all his speaking. So he is not remiss from the negatives that his fight is not happening with Tyson Fury. I told you it was going to turn into a blame game, and that's exactly what has happened. Now Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua are trying to say, hey, man, we didn't know. You all knew. How does the world act like they didn't know? And I told you this was going on. Now Fury's saying he says your full team knew there was an arbitration going on. So Fury, that sounds stupid, because if you're saying Joshua's team knew there was an arbitration going on, which they did, then that means your team knew there was an arbitration going on. Joshua is saying if there was an arbitration going on, why announce the fight to the world? This is the question I had before the ruling to the arbitration. It makes no sense to be cavalierly negotiating a fight when you're in the middle of a legal battle. And then when the legal battle, Exhibit A, doesn't work out in your favor, and then they rule in favor of Wilder, it says, in granting Wilder's injunction, former federal judge Daniel Weinstein declined to award Wilder monetary damages. However, Fury's team said they're not paying him step-aside money. Quote, we're not paying Wilder to step aside. It's better to get rid of him. And they're saying July 24th is earmarked for the date. So the bottom line is both, as I've told you before the ruling, both Joshua's team and Fury's team knew there was a impeding arbitration that was going on, and they chose to both mislead the fan. Joshua and Eddie Hearn are now trying to get out of it like they had no place. Joshua, he didn't talk as much, but you allowed Eddie Hearn to talk on your behalf. This is your team. This is who you pay. This is someone who gets a cut out of your money. Eddie Hearn was asked a few times about the arbitration. There's an interview with Behind the Gloves, and they said, what about the Wilder arbitration? Wilder's wifey said that this fight can't happen until Fury sees us first. Yet and still, Eddie Hearn misleaded and misguided the public and says, oh, that's their business. I've been assured it's not going to happen. So now nobody wants to be the fall guy, and this is what it's come to. Joshua and Tyson Fury bickering on the internet. Looks very bad to me. If you ask me, the real winner here is Deontay Wilder, his team. They are the ones that said what they were going to do, got what they were entitled to, and meanwhile, Joshua Fury are going back and forth and trying to do fights on the side and things like that. Oh, Joshua responded, this must be brand new as I'm making the video. He says, you not about that bare knuckle life. A barrier held you back. Not even a bouncer. Ha ha ha. And this is because when Billy Joe Saunders' dad was getting slammed up, Tyson Fury did nothing. Wow. Which is also what I said. Man, my channel is the greatest. I also said that. I said, why did Tyson Fury, he talks all this gypsy magic stuff, but he didn't do anything when Billy Joe Saunders. I'm not saying you have to knock people out or, you know, rough people up, but you see Billy Joe Saunders' dad getting slammed up and you just watch and act like you couldn't reason with the bouncer or break it up. This whole thing looks bad. My channel looks great. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy it. If you like what I'm doing, we working. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TUBEBUDDY. I've used TUBEBUDDY for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TUBEBUDDY is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TUBEBUDDY and level up your channel faster. We working.